heart attack, but whatever happens, we wish him great health. But yeah,
the smile returns to the Bernabeu as Vinicius sets of starters have made their way out at the Bernabeu. Last week, Courtois keeps his place in goal. The back four is unchanged. But
well, and as you said, Vinicius, I'd love to see him come on during the second.
The goalkeeper and the back four unchanged. Vicente Iborra, today's VAR referee is Pietro Iglesias with his for sore eyes. Vinicius on the bench. Well, the ball rolls out.
And there's going to have the decisions, and what he's seen, especially in the last match again.
But he turns it over here to Mariano, edge of the area, and Mariano puts it in the Madrid.
Good goal, well taken there. And Mariano, good finish there with the outside the right foot. Brilliant finish.
Benzema, who scores for Real Madrid in 7 matches. Flipped into the middle for Pedraza. Dealt with.
Leads to the referee, but yeah, he's pocket picked superbly well. Mariano outside of the.
Carvajal. Scooped into the area for Mariano, headed away. Fouls in this place here for Quintillas. Square ball into the edge of his 6. Varane was alert. Diaz working against Funes Mori. Onto his left, Mariano already on a goal. Mariano goal bound.
The options, one wide drags the players away. Just the ball.
Right back for $25 million. It's Toni Kroos. Lucas. Nicely did on the near side. Dragged back into the 6. And Pedraza. Deflection off of Lucas Vazquez. Instead leaves him for Pedraza. And again, Carvajal stands his ground.
Vazquez trying to pick someone out in the middle. It didn't quite.
Swinger driven to the heart of the area, and Gerrard blasting
goals. Who, by the way, I think was the only player to come out of wide netting. He's got time to pick his spot before Varane can get across, and from there gets his pocket picked, and the result.
It's not been too long since as Gerrard finds the equalizer. Ambi. Goal scoring expectations. Vazquez. Marcelo flipped into the middle for Carvajal. Took it on the volley off the woodwork. But what a strike that was from Danny.
Good skill on the volley there. Oh, crashes off that post. You can strike like that, you've got chances to score from.
Yeah, splits the defenders. It's Brahim. Brahim against the world into the area. Brahim. Carvajal to Valverde. Lucas dragged back to Fede Valverde with his back to goal. It was relatively straightforward.
Crosses it back to Valverde. He sees Kroos, but the pass.
Marcelo, he's in behind. Marcelo goes for goal. It's loose on the doorstep after the parry. Followed back. Outswinger toward the penalty spot. It's headed away by Alvaro. Marcelo in the box. Marcelo, and it skips wide of the top.
Sure what all Madridistas want to see more of. Great attacks, springing in the counter-attack, and then a quick and accurate shot pass. A tackle as we look at the formation, 4 at the back there.
Surveying his options, Lucas with a drag back near post. Danny scooped into the back post. It was Mariano at first, and this will be a corner kick.
Score. Look, he gets up, he launches himself. Is there an arm and a shoulder? He even throws his head in.
Swinger near post. There's Vicente Iborra to deal with it. Cross with eyes for goal. And it's blocked by Iborra. Sacrificing his body again. Typically they cover well for each other. Lucas Vazquez. Valverde slots it through into the area for Mariano with his back to goal. Were swarmed on him initially. All back off. Took advantage of the Samu back to the edge of the area for Gerrard. His attempt to cross is blocked on Madrid territory.
It just shows you what you do. On the edge of the box. Pedraza rather, sorry. Have a look there. Oh.
The offside flag comes up against Pablo Fornals.
He's got lots of money to spend.
Lucas cuts inside. And there was contact, but not enough for a foul. Over unforgiving days at Real Madrid as they are now.
That's why I mentioned he's going to need them.
Samu first to arrive on the ball, gets there ahead of Varane. It's Samu Chukwueze, denied by Lucas Vazquez. Has his dancing shoes on. Squeezes across into the.
It's a decent strike, good save, but just seemed to be too easy for some.
After Casemiro was dispossessed, Gerard Moreno scores his 7th in La Liga this. He has suffered. Head in.
Mariano to twice now in the last few minutes to throw his head into
space for Brahim to chase. Mario read it well.
Should they be mature enough or even good enough from Varane, who came forward himself? There's so many yellow shirts behind the ball that Varane can cause all sorts of problems in the box. There goes Villarreal.
Fight it in. Looking for the head of the short. Here's Marcelo on his right. Marcelo finding an opening. Loose on the 6, and Vallejo puts it in.
A nice quick finish from Vallejo, but like it was a decent ball in. They played that well to keep them up, but when you can score them as well. Is it? Can't quite see who that comes.
So Jesus Vallejo gets his first
time. Just Real Madrid tails are up. They're feeling positive, looking good.
At the initial shot from Marcelo, and Cazorla poked away by Valverde, but he caught Santi Cazorla for Gerard Moreno into the area looking for Fornals.
Up your offside. How can you see when you're busy watching left back? And that's always been a weakness for Real Madrid as this ball is knocked out of play. You can see how attack, and Vallejo is standing there waiting for anything to drop to him, and it does perfectly.
After Marcelo opened the account, rather pitch, I'll take another 3 goals gladly.
Yeah, it was exciting first half.
Perhaps more painful. He's favoring that left.
It's more a bruising than anything.
Isco, Reguilon, and Vinicius, who is back after 61 days out. For Casemiro, Gerard fires an easy save. Samu Chukwueze has some defending to do. Marcelo cross toward the back post. It's a nicely weighted ball. Consider it for Carvajal, and Mariano gets his second
pass. Carvajal's in, puts his head up. Mariano next season. The home fan, absolutely brilliant. That's what goals to 1.
Well, timely goals for Mariano Diaz. He scored.
Brilliant to get Carvajal in, and Mariano says to him, "Thank you very much." Have to be in next year's squad.
Well, some players are auditioning for
season without trophies. There's that lovely ball again to Carvajal. He just playing Champions League, and what's worse, you're having to watch, particularly possible. You're always going to have sweaty palms if you're a Villarreal player.
Amu skips past the challenge of Marcelo. Still Chukwueze on his left. Went for goal and
close control, cuts back inside, just tries to.
Pedraza, the early cross deflected into the path of Thibaut.
Has done well. He's led the line well. He's winning the free kicks. He's causing problems. He's tried to get on the end of a few crosses and been off a little bit from where earlier on they were really closing down.
Early cross into the area. Vallejo deals with it.
Valverde to get Carvajal in behind the back four, and he picks up Mariano. Perfect.
Stepping in for a wide man. Luis Fernandez well wide. Brahim Diaz settles on his left. Brahim into the area. Brahim! Oh, what a kick save by Andres Fernandez.
Drags it back and gets it much. Starts it to cross. Marcelo knows what's happening. Gets it back to Brahim.
Real Madrid with a 2-goal cushion. Lucas Vasquez. It's Quintilla.
But look how he goes to shoot there. Just drags it back. Opens up a fence.
Brahim. Crossed into the heart of the area. It was substitution for Real Madrid. Fede Valverde makes way. And so looking forward is Manu Trigueros, and his shot, albeit a different approach to the position than
set up from Valverde's pass. You can look back on a job well done in the
wide position now. This cross is dealt with by
the end of the pitch. I wouldn't write off Villarreal just yet.
Marcelo on the near side. Marcelo against Mario. Marcelo on his right. Marcelo!
Brahim was an option there for Marcelo. He cuts inside.
Ball in the box, nothing given. The ball clipped into the middle and headed away by Funes Mori. And ball infraction on that last approach. The question now is about intent.
Yeah, tucked into his body though, the arm. Let's have a look. Not.
Varane. Cross. 2 changes still available for ports. Gerard Moreno. He was bothered by Rafa.
Better performance, especially from that man Mariano. He really has thrown himself around.
How many times has he done that today? Alvaro Gonzalez with Brahim. Moving, looking for Samu Chukwueze, but Vallejo was alert to it.
There was too much there. I think Marcelo sort of lost the ball.
As long as that's the case, they'll be sweating out the remainder of the season. Samu against Vallejo. Casemiro stepping. Brahim tried to squeeze it in. And it was that.
Which is a dangerous thing to do. Just doesn't quite get enough of a bend on that. Spots in an otherwise stressful Real Madrid season.
Brilliantly. Flag stayed down for Quintilla. Requires a first-time cross from Quintilla, and it's just wide from it on target.
He's saying it took a touch, and Quintilla.
2 targets to aim for. It's looped into the area. Marcelo heads it away. It's Mario into the box. Might have wanted to strike that first time. This is your second. Sorla. It's headed on by Mario.
Mario too easy with that head, and I tell you what, that wasn't far away from
Asensio. He spotted the run of Isco into the heart of the box. Hardly put a foot wrong today, Marcelo, and that's a good ball for Vinicius. Headed over.
It wasn't the best of headers. Can make these sort of errors, and nobody really bothers.
Here's Alvaro sprinting forward, trying to provide one. Gerard against Jesus Vallejo. Gerard! Vinicius. Mariano on a hat-trick, trying to get around Andres.
Mariano's hat-trick. I just wonder if he couldn't have had a shot. I'm just wondering, shoot anyway. Maybe a keeper blocks it, maybe he doesn't. In the end, too many.
Marcelo squeezes it in for Mariano, swings and misses. Vinicius follows up. Carvajal drags it into the area. Here's Asensio.
Goal and goes out for a corner.
India. Isco turns away. Area. Baca. Well, his first touch. Still Santi Cazorla as he hits the brakes.
That across the box. There's a player waiting to finish that off.
Squared back is Jaume Costa, and he's put it in the back of the net.
Absolutely brilliant, giving Courtois no chance, and the fans' options opening up. Jaume Costa's got time. You give good players that sort of time in the